Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Jones Stormwolf. This board features Jones's Christensen Surf Camber rocker, which is just directional cam rocker. So you got a longer rocker in the nose, camber through the insert pack, and a tiny rocker in the tail. That's going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive from this board with that camber section, but you're going to get ease of entry in and out of turns from that rocker, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is available in 150, 154, 158, and 162. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was sunny, bluebird. There was about 5 inches of wind-loaded POW that, depending where you went, was a little bit deeper, a little bit less. You had some ice. Midday, you got that powder panic. People kind of chopped it up, so there's a bit of chop and chunder in there. And I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Obviously, if you look at this board, you know it's going to have a directional flex. So you got a softer nose that stiffens up right where the rocker meets the camber, and it progressively gets stiffer back to the tail. There's 2 key defined flex points. 1, right inside the rear insert pack, and 2, 1 right outside the front insert, right where that rocker meets the camber, like I just mentioned. Now the torsional flex, it's there, but it's very reactive. It responds really quickly. Overall, this is a slightly stiffer board, but it's not a full-blown plank. With the stability of this board, you're gonna get a little bit of chatter in the nose and some flap, and that's gonna slightly resonate back under your front foot. In fresh snow, this thing cuts through everything, and it's nice. It's great like that. You know, it just plows through everything. You get on a groomer though, it's a little more lively. You start to feel some of that kinetic energy coming up underfoot. You're in heavier snow, does a pretty good job of blasting through it. If you hit something that's really icy, you're probably gonna feel it. Overall, wasn't too worried about getting bucked around on this thing. This is not the snappiest thing out there. Clearly, you don't have much tail to really push off of. Even when you load up the camber and roll back on it, you're still not gonna get crazy amount of spring. Going off a side hit, yeah, you'll get it in the air. It's nothing mind-blowing. Trying to ollie a slow sign from flat, oh, you're dead. You're just dead. That's just how it's gonna be. This board really wants to stay on the ground and just be a cruise missile through fresh POW. All right, so I don't know where we exactly are in this review, but I know one thing. I need your help. I need you to go down, click that thumbs up. Do it. Cool. Haven't subscribed? Right over here. Do it. Click it. Click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the content we got coming out for you snowboarders. You're only buttering this in fresh POW. I don't care who you are. Yeah, okay, go ahead, have fun on a groomer. You're gonna hate your life. And even then, the nose is pretty much the only thing you're gonna butter on it. So pop that 180, press hard, really leverage your weight out on that rocker, and watch you get the soggiest press you've ever seen. That's just how it's gonna be with the tail. Get as much speed as you can, lean as far back, and just wheelie through the fresh snow. The big thing you're gonna notice with this board is the faster you go, the better it is at carving. The slower you go, the worse. It's horrible in my opinion. It just feels kind of sluggish. You need a little bit of speed, and that's because it really steers underfoot for short turns. So you're gonna be using that torsional flex, and you're gonna feel that rebound. So it's really reactive, so when you get it in there, it's gonna snap and spring and do what you need it to do. And when you drive it hard and you go to lay it over, you're gonna guide it with the front foot, disengage it, kick your back knee into the center, push off the tail, and really get it to lay over. This becomes a back foot dominant carving board after you go through medium carves. So like when you're going for those more aggressive ones, that's where it is. Everything else you can kind of manipulate it with driving it from the front foot, but deep, hard, and aggressive, you want it from the back. Just lay that thing over and really roop it. You can Euro carve with it. It's not gonna be the best, it's not gonna be the worst, but it gets the job done. Rider in mind, this is the resort POW smashing carver. Someone that's like gonna be a little bit more into the POW side of things, but when they hit the end of the day and they just need to lay a trench, they can. Like what we're doing over here? Want to support us further? Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. Nothing's changed since the last time I rode this. It's just needed an updated review for you guys. What I really like about this board is there's a bit of a duality with it. Like in fresh snow, if it's a little heavier, it plows through it and it's very damp, but you get it on a groomer, it's more lively and it really does come alive at speeds. This is more of a missile. You really want to drive this with power and speed. When you're going slow, you're being lazy, it's not the best. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I kind of enjoy that. This makes you ride faster. It makes you be a little more precise with your turns and where you're putting your weight on the board and how you're manipulating that edge and how you're flexing it and how you're loading up that camera profile. Overall, still like this board. It's solid. Just go fast, people. Go fast. You know who you are. Comparable boards: the Korua Dart, the Ride Mountain Pig, the Capita Navigator. Recommended bindings: the Jones Mercury, the Union Atlas, the Bataleon Astro Asym. This has been my review of the Jones Stormwolf. Hopefully you're gonna get on it and smash some POW at high speeds. But if you're looking for something that's comparable but maybe not as aggressive or has a slightly different ride, why don't you go check out one of the reviews for one of the other recommended boards.